Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the H&H Show, where I'm Horace.
This is Hamza, and this is the real episode 2.
Also special guest from last episode, Samer, my brother.
I'm still trying to...
Same cast as last time.
I'm trying to gain my lucky stars and be part of the title, boys.
Who knows, maybe one day we'll stick that S onto the side. And...
The show.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Shh. It's like, no, it's a podcast name.
So, last time we were talking about games, right? And I guess now we wanted to switch gears and talk about movies.
We can do that for a little bit. I think the episode after that, maybe after this one, we'll go back to our top games.
Sure, yeah.
We'll just give it a little change of pace. Yeah. Let's not, bore ourselves to death.
Variety.
Yeah.
That's what keeps things fresh.
That's what we are, a variety show.
So, recently, I guess I'll start off. Recently, I watched Hobbs and Shaw.
You watched Hobbs and Shaw?
I watched Hobbs and Shaw.
Please enlighten me on the greatness that is Hobbs.
First time the circumstances, like were you put at gunpoint or?
No, I wanted to watch it because it looked pretty shamelessly enjoyable.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, like it was just cool from the trailer, seeing how it was like, oh, we gotta do this old school. So like he got rid of his guns and they were fighting with like spears and sticks and bats and like wooden stuff. And I was like, okay, I need to see this.
It's funny because recently I went onto Netflix and I watched the first Fast and Furious, the one from the very first one from 2003 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm very interested to see what has become of this series over the past decade and a half, almost 2 decades, I want to say. Just how it's gone from early 2000s cheese to modern day CGI filled blockbuster.
I think the Fast and Furious 7 and 8 that had more BS than this one.
Oh yeah.
This one definitely did have the classic Fast and Furious BS, but I don't know, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, they have a pretty good they're really enjoyable to watch on screen interacting with each other. It's really funny.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say about the movie. It was pretty funny. It's pretty enjoyable. It was not the best thing in the world. It's not going to get better than Fast 5. If you've kept up with Fast and Furious, the first 4 whatever. Fast 5.
How dare you? Tokyo Drift is amazing.
Okay, yeah. I mean it was enjoyable, but Fast 5 is when things started to shift gears and they're okay,
literally shift gears.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Ha!
Fast 5 was probably the best one. And it was the change in direction.
Mm-hmm. Was that the one where they took the safe behind the car or whatever?
It was the one that was the it was the heist one.
Did you know that? This makes me laugh thinking about it. I saw behind the scenes from it. Turns out that safe, it's a real safe, but it's a car underneath that safe. Or inside of it, and somebody's driving that thing. And there's a rig around it. Which makes me, it's literally a safe on wheels, but then they just you don't see anything from inside, so it's a stunt driver just driving right behind it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it wasn't amazing. Hobbs and Shaw wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. Right. It was a good B movie. Just turn your brain off, get some popcorn, watch type thing. So
right.
if it ever comes on TV again, I'll probably watch it again. But yeah, that's my little review on Hobbs and Shaw.
How do you feel about the well, it's not a mech suit, but it's how do you feel about super powered Idris Elba with this motorcycle?
He killed it. Idris Elba was definitely probably the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Just his line, he was like, "Look at me, I'm Black Superman." I was like,
"That's an actual."
That's an actual line in the
movie. I'd be straight up just laughing in the movie theater if I heard that.
No. He brought on some pretty funny lines. Movie was just enjoyable.
Bro, best part about
good time, no alcohol required.
Well, throwback to Jeremy Jones. Best part about about Idris Elba is that meme that's going around on Twitter with him from Hot Ones, where he's he's
way too loud.
That's pretty loud.
Blood.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. That was Lady Olenna Tyrell. This is a beautiful wedding, and then King Joffrey, and then it just hard cuts to that.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the trailers. There's this motorcycle that's it's the freaking Knight Rider car, but in motorcycle form, and it transforms.
Dude, I forgot. a lot of that movie is forgettable, but there is a lot of memorable parts.
Dear Lord.
Such as we're getting rid of guns. We're gonna fight with wooden spears and stuff.
There's a helicopter and Dwayne Johnson's
Dude,
got his
they're like-
arms on
they're
a
like-
chain or something like Captain America.
They're like chaining a helicopter down with like cars, and then they like hook up a bunch of cars to like balance the
Oh
weight
my
out, so
God.
the helicopter
So it's like 6
doesn't
cars?
get. There it is, dude. It was pretty funny.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Like, I understand that people will be like, "Oh, this isn't a film," you know. But honestly, like,
Dude, if you're like that going into this movie, first of all, why did you even buy this?
exactly, yeah.
Like, if you're gonna watch this, you know what you're going into.
You should understand this is just this is stupid shit, and you should just kind of like enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, there's no need to like go into this being like, "Oh, what's the writing like?"
Yeah. This is not like Citizen Kane. This is. Yeah.
If anything, I would hope that it's got like really like cheesy lines and all that stuff.
Dude, like, I don't want anything more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just want one-liners from The Rock and Jason Statham, like, and Idris Elba, like, all the time. But,
Like for me, it's like I love film. I love storytelling, and it's a beautiful art form in whichever way, whichever medium you choose to do it. But like, I'll be honest, I haven't seen a good film in theaters or like ever, just because I just don't watch good films. I watched like last film I watched in theaters was like Godzilla.
Yeah,
Like,
how was that?
Bro, okay, so the script is a total mess.
You're there for the
Same
fights.
thing. Yeah,
is
yeah,
what you're
exactly.
there for, you know.
100%.
You get what you sign up for. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. It's like the characters are like somehow less than one dimensional. They're all like doing their own shticks or whatever. You know, they all have like really kind of cut and dry motivations that don't really make sense when you think about it for more than 2
Did
seconds.
the movie need The Rock?
in Godzilla?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Would Rock made, like, would The Rock made that movie?
well, okay, funny you say that. So it's like, if I had to think about the movie, like, as the movie, this should be like a new metric I found out. If you take a movie and you're like, if I put The Rock in it, would he be the best character in that film, in that movie?
And he would.
He would be. In Godzilla, he totally would be. He would be the best character that you'd be most interested in.
Isn't, like...
Listen, Millie Bobby Brown is great and all, man. Stranger Things, she's a fantastic actress. But, like, they didn't give her much to work with, man.
Doesn't really do a whole lot, yeah.
Like, I walked into that movie going, like, I'm going to be disappointed by that. Like, the actual acting. Like, I'm there for the fantastic CGI and the wonderful fights and just, like, the gorgeous kaiju battles.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for. And I was still somehow disappointed by the
Really?
not by the,
It's
the
bad,
not
man.
by the battles.
Not the
Like,
battles, they're great.
I knew the voice acting, like, or the acting was going to be bad. But I was still disappointed.
It was pretty bad.
Like the
Oh, sorry. Please explain the exposition about nature and all that nonsense with the bad guy.
oh my lord, bro! Don't get me started. Okay, so I'm sorry, I mean ice cream. So you know the whole shtick that a bunch of like villains do now, where it's like the humans are a virus and the world has to have a fever to, like, you know, that bullshit.
We gotta get
You've
rid
heard
of
that.
it. Gotta cleanse the
Yeah,
earth
you've heard that a
kind of
thousand
bullshit,
times.
yeah.
So that was the shtick. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody. Like, you're not gonna watch the film, come on. But but that was the main shtick of the villain in this film.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way they presented it was so stupid because like they had all the good guys in their like aircraft carrier, and then they get like a signal from like the guy's wife, which is the villain, right? And so she's all like, "Listen," and she's talking to the whole crew, right? To like the signal, right? It was like some jammed signal, and so she goes off on her shtick. But the only issue is that she has, like, for some reason, like the like you would think it's just like a normal video cam, right? Which it was at first, but then it starts just doing like a legit slideshow of like freaking mountains and stuff while she's talking about like humans and the Earth is case, and like I was like, what the fuck? Did she have like this whole like thing like presented? Like, did she have a presentation planned and like have a slideshow ready for this shit? Like for her bad guy reasoning? It's like it starts showing in the actual freaking aircraft carrier. Like freaking like documentary style like shots of like animals and humans and like population. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like what am I watching? Who like it's such an unconvincing. Like, I've heard it 1,000 times now. I'm bored of it. Like last time I heard of it was like what, Kingsman, Secret Service, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Like
Michael,
why
it's Samuel L. Jackson being like, the Earth, it's like a virus, or
Yeah.
humans, or whatever.
Oh, wait, Kingsman 2 or 1?
one,
First
the
one.
original one.
It's got that same shtick where it's like, oh, humans are a virus, and we have to get rid of them somehow.
Well, only
Kingsman
only
1
the poor
though
people.
was pretty.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm not saying it was bad, but like I've heard it before. Is what I'm trying to say.
Uh-huh.
You know?
And the fact that it was with that expositional, like you mentioned, the expositional like
They had a freaking slideshow,
movie,
bro.
like perfectly edited with like volcanoes and earthquakes and like a piece of candy wrapper flowing in the wind or something, you know?
See, that's like a premise you would hear from like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something. Like if the main villain was to have like a premise, it'd be like, oh, humans are like a leech onto this earth. We need to get rid of them. Like it's been over.
That's what like even you could argue like Thanos' fucking thing is like, oh, you know, they're growing too fast. You gotta just kill them because they're growing too fast.
It's just not
Like,
done
It's not growing too
cheesily.
fast. It was just like, oh, we just gotta maintain balance.
Yeah.
As all things should be.
It's honestly, like you said, it's all similar. It's just done way better in other movies. And this one, like Summer and I, like audibly laughed. We audibly laughed at a few parts. Actually, there are a few points where I would, throw my hands up in the air and go, "Yes!" like just screaming at the top of my lungs.
This year hasn't. I don't think it has been like the best for movies.
Yeah, I mean, I know John Wick 3 is out there. I haven't seen it yet.
I need to watch it.
I need to.
I haven't seen, like, I've been off of the movie game. Like, there was a time where I would just watch everything that's out there and, like, keep up with so many past stuff. Now I'm just, like, at a point where I just don't care anymore.
I got you. Yeah.
And I was just like...
Why are we doing this podcast if we're, like, not up to date on good films?
No,
I mean,
because we can talk about past stuff.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
We just want to talk about what we were interested in.
Yeah.
We're washed up. We're washed up.
I still
Speak
have
for yourself, but
I still haven't seen Toy Story 4. Like,
I have no interest in that.
I don't want to.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard like a lot of people were
3's
saying
where it ended. It was a perfectly good like.
Apparently, I hear that like this was the closure that the Toy Story needed.
The third was the one that that's
what I thought too. But apparently,
closure,
every critic in the world, every audience member is like saying, "Oh yeah, we need." I haven't heard like a bad review.
I mean, hey, that's a testament to Disney and how they can find whatever writer they want and be like, "We'll give you as much money as you can if you can write our way out of this franchise and do it well,
or write our way back in,
and yet somehow end it too." But just unend it when we need Toy Story 5 in like 5 years.
Yeah, so like. I guess my favorite movie this year was Avengers.
Yeah, that's pretty safe to say. Endgame is pretty amazing.
Endgame.
I haven't seen it yet.
Of course he hasn't. We're
Disney
not going to your...
Can I go into my Disney boycott rant?
Go ahead.
God damn.
Am I allowed to? No, I need like a...
The audience needs context for why you do what you do.
So, some people call me insane. A maniac. Some people call me a lunatic. Some
You
people
do?
call me...
Yeah.
Call me, a savage and a non-appreciator of art.
That's one word
bullshit
for
or
it.
some bullshit. Listen, no disrespect to any of the animators, any of the actual actors, any of the writers, the director, the producers and stuff, Dick. But like everybody else, everybody but the higher ups, I have huge respect for your craft, and I promise you, one day in the future, I will pirate the film and watch it out of this film, okay? But right now, my main issue is, if you look at the box office, what percent of it is owned by Disney?
40%.
40. See, we have an actual statistic. That's the sad part.
40% of the box office market is
Isn't it like
Disney.
5 films this year reached billion and they're all Disney?
Yeah, I saw that.
2/5. And the problem is, we're feeding this court. I'm going on my freaking monopoly tangent, but I'm doing it.
It's more of an oligopoly, but yeah.
The issue is, we're letting Disney get all the money for the sake of producing decent, like, formulaic content. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, you'll get your Avengers Endgame, that's great, right? Now, you need some big box office hits to keep the Disney cash running. But, like, you look at a lot of their films, and they're by the books, man. They're just, like, you're not going to get anything crazy, okay? You're not going to get any goods and bads, which, I mean, for some people, for the average moviegoer, I guess it's a fine thing. You want to go in, you want to have a decent time.
People were raving about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah,
wasn't it like an okay film? Like,
in my opinion, I thought it was like so many people like the common opinion out there is like it's like one of the best Spider-Man movies, and it's like top tier Spider-Man. I think it's like mid tier. I was like, what?
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's not like, but like I'm a Spider-Man fanboy, so
And it's stuff like that. It's like they can do, like, for example, I don't know. There's a
They can
bunch
get
of,
away with
they can get away with a
things
bunch of like
still, yeah.
mid-tier stuff, and they'll do that because that's what'll work. It's either that or it's a remake.
I don't
We'll
want to get into like a Far From Home rant right now, but
we can always do it anytime. But
yeah. Some other day.
I'm going on my remake rant because we've seen the remakes.
Oh yeah, dude, screw the remakes.
Fuck the
Like,
remakes,
why
bro.
are they having
Lion King, Mulan, Aladdin?
Having
That's
personally just
this
seen The
year.
Lion King, oh man, we gotta end this. But yeah, keep on with your rant.
Do you
and I'll
you
probably
guys saw
add
The
on.
Lion King?
All right,
I saw it.
What out of principle, I didn't watch it. My entire family watched it. Even my little brother of 9 years
I
old.
saw Aladdin, and
Okay.
I enjoyed it
You saw Aladdin?
because Will Smith. Yeah, I saw.
Oh
Aladdin.
my.
I mean, I had to come on, bro. I'm brown. I have to see Aladdin.
No, stop.
Yes.
not
No,
the same
you're
time.
feeding,
I
you're
didn't
feeding
watch-
the issue.
I didn't watch any other remake in film though. In theaters.
You're still feeding it. You're still contributing.
No, I'm
Why?
only feeding my boy, the
No
brown boy,
film.
Aladdin. And bro, okay, I needed to see Princess Jasmine on the screen. Okay.
It's just
Okay. She's pretty
Scott,
hot.
bro.
Actually,
She
Hannah,
can
how old is
see
she?
her anything. No, she's
Yeah, but
pretty old.
If she's like 20 something, I'll say
like
She's
it.
20 something, bro. Lemonade mouth represent. Never forget. Yeah.
But she's like half white, half like Indian.
Okay,
Real
so
quick,
it doesn't matter.
real quick,
I don't
going
care.
back to your Disney oligopoly rant. I do agree that Disney has an unfair strong arm.
26.
Okay, sweet. She's hot. Okay. But yeah, I
That's
do
it,
agree
what?
that she's got a bit of like they have a bit of, she too, but they have a bit of a strong arm. They tend to strong arm box offices a lot. What happens is that let's take the average ticket. So of that $100, this is kind of simplifying it down, but of that $100, Disney takes a share of that because they're the distributors, and the box office takes a certain share of that because they're the ones that show off the movie. Disney has slowly been taking more and more or bigger chunks of that ticket over time because they have more power. Because one, they have so many movies coming out.
No box office is
Just
gonna
about
deny
every
it.
single
No
month.
box
Yeah.
office is going to deny Disney.
They're not going to deny Disney. Disney owns, like, you know how there's like that whole sense of vertical integration?
Yeah.
Disney owns a lot, like, not to get too much into it, but they own a lot of that stuff. So simply, they could just tell, theaters, like, all right, we just, won't show our movies here, and then suddenly you'll be starved for cash. And then that's actually the reason why other parts of, like, the whole film experience is getting kind of out of hand, too. The reason why snacks and, like, drinks cost so much is because they got to find a way to make money outside of just the ticket because they're getting less and less of that. Same with and this is something I saw in The Lion King, but you're able to watch a movie in 3D, some 3D plus, 4D, IMAX, like there's like 50 different ways to watch one
4D,
movie.
bro?
And I know, and they can charge more for those tickets because they have no choice. They need to find ways to make money, but the reality is these box offices have been making less and less money, and Disney's only been making more. And I don't want to say Disney's like a leech, because that's not entirely true. Like, Disney still contributes,
for sure.
and they want to make sure that the film industry prospers because that's the very industry they're in. But these are the realities that come when
But that's
you'll
how-
have
that's
one or
how
two or three
monopoly
big
works,
companies.
You know?
Exactly.
They feed it until they take over entirely. And once, I'm not saying they'll ever like take over entirely, assuming the government does what it's supposed to. But
They won't.
but it's still like when you're monopolizing part of the entertainment industry, it's just a matter of like it's what's gonna happen. I'm not saying naturals. Never mind. But it's just what's gonna happen when they take up so much of it. They can release remakes. They can release safe movies that'll sell. No one sell interesting movies. They'll sell safe movies.
Yeah, it's no different to like the airline industry being owned by like 5 major guys.
So yeah,
or
what
others.
did you think of Lion King?
So going back to actually the movies themselves, I'll be honest, The Lion King was really dead, man. That's the best way to describe it. It was such a dead movie.
Animator's perspective, bro.
Like,
I'll give you the
Yeah.
perspective.
but
I'll talk about it first.
yeah. So I went into the movie with like pretty low expectations, to be honest. I saw the trailer and I immediately was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. So I guess when the movie was first like in development, they were like, we got Donald Glover and Beyonce and it's gonna be live action. What I was hoping to see was it's like a spin on the Lion King tale.
Like a more mature take?
Man, not so more trip. Maybe it's like a village of Africans or something, and they view a lion as their god. You know what I'm saying? Like some kind of where we get
Difference.
actual people.
Yeah.
A little, maybe almost like Black Panther. not to
Like the Lion
make it
King
exactly,
play.
but
Like
yeah.
the Lion King.
Yeah, like the
Lion King
play.
Yeah, so
like that.
I saw a tweet that was like, when Black Panther is a better Lion King movie than the Lion King remake.
Honestly, it is. But yeah, and then I saw, okay, it's gonna be full CGI of these photorealistic animals, and I was like, that's not gonna turn out well, but we'll see how it goes. Disney usually doesn't disappoint. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, I really have no faith in this movie.
Because you notice, like, in the first couple of trailers, how little shots they gave to the actual, like, how they gave, like, you know, they gave, like what's it called? ADR for, like, you know, over, like, over the actual, like, landscape shots.
Like, voiceover.
But they never showed a shot of, like, the actual animals visibly talking.
And for good reason.
So basically, they didn't even try.
No, they tried.
Like,
and they did a good job for what they were going for, but the problem is what they're going for inherently should not have been done.
I'll tell you this. Okay, so coming from like a person that, you know, really loves animation, might even go into it as a career. The problem is, and you probably heard this a bunch. Like, I've heard a lot. Like, you hear the whole Lion King and how it's not as good thing. But I'll go over it one more time. Is that the Lion King movie 2019 is a great tech demo. That's what it is. It's a fantastic. Huge credit to the people that painstakingly went and made these animals look photorealistic for the most part. You know, of course, some of the animation's got to be a little bit tiny bit exaggerated, so it won't come across as like CGI. But if you look at any still shot taken from the Lion King, you can be like, that shit's real. Like, it looks real. But the problem is that Disney, for some reason, they decided they wanted to double dip. They wanted to take photorealistic lions and then give them the same, you know, charisma, character, personality as the lions from, and like the animals from the original, you know, animated movie, right?
But I heard they had like no expression.
That's the issue, because you can't double dip. You can't. The point of animation, if you're ever familiar with the 12 principles of animation, you know, or like just, it was just funny because the people that developed the principles of animation came from Disney themselves. It's I believe it's Scott, there's like the 9 old men. They were called Ollie and Frank. I'll search it up in a sec. But like they developed, because in you know, the golden age of Disney, back when 2D animation was king, and
their renaissance of the 90s.
They released all their stuff. They were the ones that developed the guys that made the original 2D animated films of these, which I'm sure they would look back on these films if they were alive and they'd be like, "Good Lord."
What have you done?
Like, what did you do?
Look how you massacred my boy.
But it's like, when it comes to animation, the reason why, and I feel like I hope people are starting to realize through Disney themselves, is that like photorealism and fully realistic animation isn't the way, because there's a reason why animation has the things it has. There's things like appeal and exaggeration, because that'll help, especially when you consider every story that anybody's ever told is about humans, right? It's about humans. Now, of course, it could be through human animals, through personified things, but it's a story about humans. That's what it is.
Like
it's
the human condition.
The human condition, human characters, human-ish characters, right? And to have that character, to have that expression, you have to have a performance that is human-like. So the reason why the animals in the Lion King looked like the way they did is they were given, especially, they were gone out of the way the character design was made so that they had range for facial expression. And you'll see that the lions, they had big ovals around their eyes that kind of simulated like eyebrows, so they could make, you know, different facial expressions. So, you know, a lot of human expression comes from eyebrows. They had expressive mouths, big eyes, you know, all to make them feel more human while still being animal. So through that exaggeration. And that's what allowed for such a convincing performance, even though they were animated. But now, when you try to make it, you know, photorealistic, your rig, if you want to keep it realistic, your animation rig can't support that. You can't do a crazy exaggerated line because then it's not going to look real. But if you don't make it look real, you can't. If you try to make it look real, then you can't, you know, get that exaggeration, you get that convincing performance. So you're going to fail on both ends there. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't work, and that's one of the things where it's like some stories are best told through a specific medium, you know? Like, if I took, like, what's a super stylized, like, anime, right? Like, what's an anime that only is best told through, like for example, like, let's do a comic instead. Like, people are seeing, like, the king of all, like, debacles in terms of adaptation is probably, like, Watchmen, right? Everybody's like, Watchmen, it's a comic about comics, right? It's like the ideal comic, and the style of it is specifically for comics. You know, the guy that made it was Alan Moore that made it? Or was
Alan Moore.
He made
known
it,
Satanist Alan Moore.
And anarchist, yes.
Anarchist Alan Moore.
He made it so that, you know, it took advantage of everything that the medium of comic books had. And whenever they tried to adapt it to a movie, it just a lot of people that were, purists, which even the purists do what they do, they didn't like it as much because, you just can't tell this ideally the same story.
But isn't there like a cult following for Watchmen? Like
there is for sure for like especially aren't they making
because like
TV show now or something?
Yeah.
No. I thought like a lot of people loved that movie.
They did.
I loved it.
It was a good movie, but like it sometimes like for example, if The Lion King on its own, 2019 was its only movie, comparable to nothing else. Like assuming like that wasn't a previous script that was written for a previous movie, it would be a fantastic movie, right?
Do you think so?
It'd be deep. I mean, yeah. If you haven't
With,
heard that
with
story,
those expressionless faces.
even on its own, the story judged on its own merit,
Yeah.
would be decent, right? But you're gonna compare it to its predecessor, its original, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they'd already mastered that in that medium, and you can't get it better in that medium. Some things are best written as a book. Some things are best done. Like why haven't there been like barely any good video game adaptations in movies?
Because they're already better done in the video game.
It's because sometimes a story is best told as a video game, when it's interactive, when it's meant to be the audiences have specific interaction. Sometimes a story is best told like as a book,
We have to see how The Witcher pulls through.
I'm not too confident.
That's a TV show.
I'm not too confident, man. I'm sorry.
Castlevania was pretty good. Not a movie, but
Yeah, it turned out to be an anime, right? Well, I guess just to kind of culminate what Summer's saying, for me watching the movie, I definitely felt those things. So like whenever like Mufasa was talking, it was just kind of like a lion doing his best to open that lion mouth all the way, but he couldn't quite. And his eyes, you know how like lion eyes, you ever seen them before? They're really dead. They just kind of stare forward because they're predators and all they do is eat food.
They're like all pupil.
I
They're
heard
just all pupil. There's little movements and things like that. So whenever like little baby Simba's talking, like it's cute, but it's just like a puppet lion head. It looks weird.
I heard two things. I heard that Can You Feel the Love Tonight takes place during the day,
It does.
and that whenever
And it's all in wide. It's not like in the movie, like in the original, it's like really intimate and like, it's the two lions like together in a close up and they're looking at each other and they're in love. They definitely couldn't do it in this movie. It just looked like two lions frolicking around in some grass or something like that.
And I heard that whenever adult Simba goes into like his little dream thing, when he like looks up at the sky, and just, like, and Mufasa shows up.
Yeah.
I heard they like took Mufasa out.
No, he was there. It was
Really?
a little hard to see, but he was definitely there. Like whenever the lightning would strike, like it was stormy, I guess, and whenever the lightning would strike, it would strike in like the outline of Mufasa. So he was in the sky.
But was he like talking and stuff?
Yeah, he was talking in that whole thing. What they did take out was, that whole song, like the scars, like be prepared.
They took out Be Prepared.
They kind of did, and they replaced it, or they didn't replace it, but they like really like made it small. Like there was no musical number basically, but it was still. Actually, no, I don't think that song was in it either. It was like some small bit that he had, but it wasn't quite.
Because that's like one of the best songs in the movie.
Yeah, but it's just not there. At least not the same.
They had
way
a
it
new
was.
song, didn't they?
I think that they added one new song. I'm pretty sure it was the one it was like a Beyonce song, and it was like kind of like on the way back from, like Simba finds like his moment to like go back to Pride Rock or whatever. Then there's like a bit of like a montage of them going back.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was actually really good. I liked it. Beyonce and Child and Gambino are both really good in the movie. You just can't tell because the lions don't express it all.
Does Simba rap?
Yeah.
Does he wear
Pretty great.
sweatpants and all that?
Lion with sweatpants. Yeah, it sucks because it's like there's a good voice talent there. Along with them, it's like Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner and all these others.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones,
yeah.
the classical James Earl. Like everyone's back, and it's good. But when you're doing like a shot-for-shot remake, it's obviously going to get compared to the original, and then two, like it's like just to culminate it. I guess we're just kind of saying the same thing over and over. But like you can't expect to have a movie about these lions that are supposed to be really like full of expression, but then have them photorealistic. It's just not right.
You know what I saw kind of similar to that?
Oh, another thing too, it's really hard to tell all the lions apart.
Yeah, because
Like,
they look the same.
yeah.
Because all lions look the same.
All the lions, exactly. And like all the lions look the same because they're lions. Okay.
They tried really hard to keep Scar different, but like
They tried their best,
He just looks
but-
lethargic.
Yeah, it's Scar. All he is he's got kind of like he's got bad hair and he's kind of skinny and bony. and that's like it. Really? And then like with Mufasa or Simba, he's just Mufasa, but with like a smaller mane. A smaller mane. That's it. And Nala looks no different from all the other female lions in the movie when they talk. And whenever Simba and baby Nala are like talking and they're like flipping back and forth, you kind of start losing track of them. You're like, which one's which? You know? And then even worse, Zazu the bird in the original, they kind of mess with the mouth to where like the upper beak remains kind of like a hard beak, but the bottom beak is like a lip, so it kind of moves and stuff, and you can tell them, you know, stop and talk and whatever. But in this movie, it's just two beaks flapping like this, so it's like, "Hello, Simba, how are you?" You know, it looks like what you took. It's like as if you took your hand and you made a hand puppet and you kind of like made it talk. It looks like that, and it's really bad.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So just in conclusion, The Lion King was like incredibly forgettable in a sense that like it didn't. I mean, it's just nostalgic, and even then, it's like that's not enough to carry the movie.
Is Mulan coming this year?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that one I'm interested in because it's not.
Me too.
It's not going to be like the.
I heard they took Mushu out.
Yeah, it's more like realistic. It's like more true to the original tale or legend of whoever Mulan was.
It's still a freaking remake, and I still don't care.
I'm probably not going to see it either. I'll be honest, but I mean, I'm more likely to enjoy that than I will The Lion King. Yeah,
I wonder is it PG or
of course
PG-13?
It's Disney.
If they made Mulan PG-13, that would be pretty dope. Like if they made.
I mean,
because I feel like
I don't think so.
You're always so into like making things more mature. Like sometimes stories.
Hey, you know what, Summer? I think you and I agree. Making things more mature is like, overrated.
It's not that cool, bro. Yeah. Like some stories are good. Like
no.
Imagine a freaking rated R musical. That would be dope. That would be dope. Look, I'll be honest.
I'm gonna look that up if there's ever been one.
I wouldn't want like
imagine Pulp Fiction the musical.
I wouldn't want like Lion King mature, but like Mulan, I feel like has the potential because it's like there's a war in China. I feel like there's like
and they break into song after they cut off something.
No, I heard like
best
I heard they weren't doing
movies.
songs.
Ooh, there's a list.
Hey,
the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Blues Brothers.
Were they keeping
South Park bigger, longer, and uncut?
Isn't La La Land rated?
I don't think it is. Sweeney Todd. Is that rated R? No.
Do you know if they're keeping songs in Mulan?
No, I don't think they are.
Really?
I don't think that. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I'll look it up.
There you go. Never mind. It's free to be. Yeah. Once again, dude, making things mature. Like, come on. Some stories are good that are just like.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna make Little Mermaid mature.
Hey, you know.
Or like Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin, but like I feel like Mulan has a potential of being like a little.
But what would it gain out of that though?
Because it's like it takes place during a war. Like there's a freaking dude who's a freaking tyrant.
But do you want children going into that movie being scared?
No, I don't want children watching it at all.
Even from like
it's Mulan. It's a kid. All this stuff they're talking about are kids' movies.
I'm talking about even from like a storytelling perspective, right? A narrative perspective. Like it's not really as much about the war, though, right?
That's a backdrop. It's a vehicle to tell the rest of the story.
It's very much more. Listen, I haven't watched. Like, I don't think I remember watching too much Mulan. It's been a while, but like,
it's a good movie.
The story's more about like a strong female woman trying to like prove herself, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's less about the war, like if Mulan was about like these Chinese soldiers that are like PTSD freaking out, then yeah, sure, like, that would help a little. Imagine if like you punched him and you'd be like, oh, I'm freaking out. I punched him. Like, yeah, it's not as much as like I stabbed that dude and he had a family. Like, of course, but like in this particular story, I don't think it adds much.
Yeah, it's not necessary, honestly.
I don't think it. I don't know. Not everything is.
Honestly, the best movie that I watched, aside from Avengers, which I think is way up at the top of number one, is probably Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu was okay.
This year?
Yeah. Detective Pikachu during this summer movie.
I enjoyed it. It was a little too twist heavy. There's too many twists. It twisted back and forth like 12 times. Mm-hmm. But like, if you're a fan of Pokemon, you're gonna love that shit.
I think the worst movie I watched this year is probably Captain Marvel. Because that movie was just garbage.
From everything I've heard about it, people are like, dude, Brie Larson's just dead. She has no personality. She's just like so wooden,
Yeah, and like especially after Wonder Woman, and like that was a pretty like I like that movie. Yeah, I like that movie quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Captain Marvel was just
Having seen Endgame, I understand that Captain Marvel's only in it for like 5 minutes, but like, dude, she is.
Once she cut her hair, I saw like a shot of it because I looked at like behind the scenes or something, and it had like short hair.
Because it's like that in the comics.
Oh, okay.
What other reason? But yeah, no, like in for the 5 minutes that she showed in that movie, she is boring. Like she is She has no personality. Is like overly serious.
Don't worry,
fit
she doesn't
the
have any
mold.
personality in her own movie either.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But yeah.
Yeah, and the movie kept trying to make her something cool. Like, Thor's like, I like this woman, you know, and all that stuff.
I mean, that's
like,
cool and all, but like, she just doesn't have like the character to back it up.
She really doesn't.
She's
And
like arrogant. She's like, this is something like somebody was talking about that, you know, nobody really likes her because she doesn't struggle in the movie. She doesn't really go through like any hardship. All she does is something blows up, she gets powers, okay, and boom, she's like the most broken character in the MCU now.
And for some reason, people think that's cool. Where they're like, man, a woman, Captain Marvel, is the most powerful person ever. And I'm like, that's cool, but now you have the Superman problem. Where it's like, you have this undefeatable god.
Yeah,
that can do
but
whatever he
even
wants.
Superman's, like his backstory is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Superman's like interesting to watch because you know the stuff.
Yeah.
Like the
and when done right, Superman's got a good personality.
Yeah.
And a good character.
and like you know the whole thing of how he doesn't have to kill and the like
Mhm.
and like that one instance where he did have to kill, like that was
Yeah.
like dang, he like he had to like go against his own morals. And
The whole concept of like Superman being this guardian for Earth that Earth doesn't necessarily want him to be, but he chooses to be anyways because he's bigger than himself, and he understands like humans can have like a knack for being passionate, and that's something he strives for. Like, that's a cool concept.
Yeah, you can
I don't think that's in Captain Marvel.
You can have an overpowered character. It just needs to be done well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you say Bruce Banner's overpowered?
Yeah, for sure.
For the
But-
longest time, he was up until like Captain Marvel showed up.
Yeah. Once it got kind of cosmic, then it kind of
Yeah.
got.
And even
toned down a bit.
Thor is overpowered.
Yeah, but both of them.
Everyone
still have-
loves Thor because
exactly.
he went through actual shit to go through.
Uh-huh.
All right, are we going on this Captain Marvel rant?
I
Y'all,
guess
I don't
wanna-
like
yeah.
Disney, guys. Come on.
I don't want to be perceived
I like
as the guy that hates women, but I mean, I think that's just the reality of like.
No, dude,
Captain
it's not
Marvel.
even that. It's
Yeah.
like we like Wonder Woman.
Wonder
right?
Woman
Yeah.
had exactly what we wanted, by the
Exactly.
way, too. Like, it was like a character that she wasn't stupid, but she didn't have the street smarts because she just had never been out in the world. Like, remember how they were talking about like sex and all that stuff? And she's like, yeah, I know what I know what a penis does. I understand how sex works. I know what ice cream is. I know what these cultures do because I'm a well-read, learned person. But her struggles came when she actually had to be like on the field doing superhero things that she had never done before, and then her kind of learning how to do all that stuff and how to like interact with the rest of the world. That's what was interesting. So it didn't treat her like it's like some woman that just didn't know anything, but it still gave her like enough ground to work with to where she could like grow into something bigger, or something better.
Yeah, her and also like Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. Even
I love Black
Widow.
Widow. Yeah, and
Black Widow's got depth.
Yeah, and Gamora too.
Even Gamora, yeah, all
Yeah.
the others have it, but
Yeah.
then
It's
for
just
some
Captain
reason-
Marvel was just terribly written. Yeah.
I wonder why.
You guys gotta defend yourselves.
'Cause-
Hey, disclaimer: we're not sexist.
We're not.
Sorry, if you came to podcast to bash women, we're not it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find another stop. Calvin.
Another podcast for that.
Anyways, what's this supposed to be when we were talking about our favorite movies?
Yeah, I guess we kind of
Were we?
went
We just kind of
We were thinking
derailed.
about it.
Yeah, we were
being
thinking
current.
about it.
We're
Yeah.
being current. I thought
We are being current, but
our favorite
I'm not.
movies of 2019.
I'm not too current right now. I fell off to the movie game.
What are we
I'm
doing?
like,
Whatever we want.
exactly.
okay.
Just chillax, bruh.
Yeah. Let's
So,
see.
Tarantino released a movie.
I
Right?
want to watch it so bad.
I need to see it so bad.
I want
too.
to. Yeah, I
But
want to
there's
see it so
some
bad
controversy.
too.
It's controversy.
There's
I heard
always
some- yeah,
controversy.
there's always
It's a Tarantino
controversy.
movie.
I heard some.
It's one of my favorite directors.
Really?
Yeah, always been.
What was the controversy?
There's a couple.
Probably the Sharon Tate stuff.
Like part of it's like Sharon Tate. I know like part of it's like females don't really talk. Period.
Yeah, Sharon Tate doesn't have a lot of lines.
She's
that type of
not allowed-
stuff. Are you aware, by the way, real quick, comes up like the Manson murders and all that stuff, and who Sharon Tate was?
Not really.
So I don't actually want to know this though. 'Cause I don't want to go in blind.
Oh, you want to go? Okay, interesting. Yeah.
'Cause I don't.
Yeah.
I've heard people talk about like weird shit happening in Hollywood, and I'm like, that sounds cool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I won't talk about it, but like basically, like Margot Robbie plays a real life person who. Sam Richards is a spoiler. What? No. Maybe it is. I don't know how much you know about it, but Margot Robbie plays a real life person. And that real life person goes through some pretty crazy stuff, okay? And so I think people were kind of scared that, like, they were scared that, like, oh man, what if Tarantino doesn't tackle her life correctly? You know what I'm saying? Or like they handle it with taste because you know the Manson murders were like these really crazy events that happened with like the serial killer and all that stuff, and it involved like you know what's the name of that director that's a pedophile?
There's a lot of them, bro. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I forgot the name.
Well, okay, so Sharon Tate's husband.
Just crazy. Never mind. My bad.
Sharon Tate's husband is a really famous director, Roman Polanski. There we
go.
Yeah, Roman Polanski. Really, he's a great director, but he diddled kids, and he's banned from the U.S. and he's in France right now. He's still alive. So like I don't know if he's in the movie, but I know like I wouldn't be surprised if he got like put in at some point, or like an actor playing it would be put in. And then also like Bruce Lee's in the movie. Yeah. Steve McQueen was attached to
that was the second thing. Is the other controversy is like Bruce Lee and his portrayal. It's like kind of disrespectful apparently.
They were like he's an Asian man.
And I'm talking about that. Apparently, I read an article once again. Like I didn't read too much, so it could be fake, but allegedly Tarantino himself said, "Oh yeah, Bruce Lee was an arrogant guy. That's just how he was." And to which allegedly, once again, I read this from an article. I don't want to like fake news it, but apparently Lee's daughter was like, "Hey, shut up. You're being either apologize, don't talk, or say this is just how I wanted to portray him in my movie. Don't think you know my father."
I see.
So it's like I get that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, nobody wants to portray the dead in a negative light.
Yeah,
you know, except for like Hitler, but. But yeah, like nobody wants to portray Bruce Lee, a guy who's like well loved in a negative light, and I understand that. That does bring the question though, like did Tarantino know Bruce Lee? Because it's like, when did he start making movies? Like in the 90s, was it?
In the 90s. Didn't Bruce Lee die in the 80s?
Yeah, so he would have had to have been like a college student or younger. So I don't know if he did. You know, I mean, look, obviously Tarantino's a very like well-sourced man, and he's been in Hollywood for a long time, but I don't know about that long. I could have sworn like Bruce Lee died like
his
late
very
70s,
first
mid-80s.
movie. I don't know if it was like one of his first. I don't know if it counts as his first film. This is like a college film, but my best friend's birthday.
His first legit movie was Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
that's what. But like this movie, like I'm sure it's like for film school or whatever.
Bruce Lee died in '73.
Yeah, because his first movie, like his first ever film that he co-wrote and directed was in '87.
I know his son also like got schmirked in the 90s.
Yeah, you love that phrase.
I do love schmirked.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's son played the Crow. Yeah. What happened to him was that there's a stunt where they used a blank firing gun, but the gun they shot it and he still died.
Yeah, blanks are still freaking dangerous.
I think like there's shrapnel in it. Yeah, blanks are dangerous. So they
shockwave can kill people, bro.
Yeah, and then poor Bruce Lee's son got schmirked.
Poor Bruce Lee's son. What is his real name?
I should know this. I've seen The Crow.
Yeah, I saw The Crow too. It was really good.
Fuck, what's her name? What's his name? It's like a white name or something.
Brandon Lee.
There you go, Brandon Lee. Yeah. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee.
Yeah, he was dope.
Never forget.
Dope. What's your favorite Tarantino movie?
Favorite Tarantino movie? I would. Jackie Brown was really good.
You like Jackie Brown?
I do like Jackie Brown. I don't know if it's my favorite.
That's so bad. I've never heard of this film.
It's good. It's on Netflix. Watch it. Django Unchained is really great.
What makes you think of Jackie Brown aside from like the obvious picks?
Jackie Brown's. I think the plot is pretty engaging.
Really?
And then also just the character of Jackie Brown herself, I think, is like it fits. I don't know, just something about her. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but it's like the personality really stuck. And then the same with like Samuel L. Jackson in the movie. He's great in all of Tarantino's stuff.
I watched Jackie Brown too. I thought,
were you kind of like whatever with it?
I was whatever. It was pretty forgettable.
I think the setting was what's most interesting. Like you can make an interesting movie off a setting that's really just normal. Like it's not it's not like the 1800s cowboys or whatever. It's just like contemporary and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, it's nothing too crazy or out there. So maybe he's like a person that like wants to make a movie but doesn't really have like the environment to do it always. Like it's interesting to me. Who knows? Jackie Brown was pretty good. I don't know if I put it at my favorite though.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is also interesting for that same reason, just because it's most of it, it's in a closed space. You know,
Reservoir Dogs is pretty great.
Yeah,
yeah. I prefer Reservoir Dogs over Pulp Fiction.
I like me some Pulp Fiction, man. But then I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, so
That's tough.
Reservoir
I like
Dogs
both.
is like a ride. It's like it just keeps going.
It's true.
It keeps moving forward,
Yeah.
and
Stephen
like it
Sham's
is like
best
it does the out of order thing like Pulp Fiction does, but it's like
your
a
storytelling, bro.
yeah
So good.
non-linear storytelling. But I feel like Reservoir Dogs just like keeps it more interesting because there's like a whole mystery that goes on.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Favorite parts of that movie would probably be anytime Steve Buscemi's on screen,
Don't spoil
and then whenever one of the Vega brothers, the crazy ones, guys like slicing that dude's ear.
Yeah.
So
So good, and it's short too. It's only like an hour and 30 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, and it just gets his point across.
Is it a bad answer if I say Django Unchained?
No.
Because it's
Django
like
fucking great.
Christoph Waltz is fantastic in that movie. Every time he talks, it's just like I get up in my seat just a little bit closer.
Yeah, so like most people would probably pick Pulp Fiction, and Pulp Fiction is a masterpiece.
For sure.
Yeah.
No,
It's great.
argue against that. Yeah.
You know what's weird about
Don't-
Django Unchained, though? Real
What's
quick? I really like the film, but I don't think I've ever seen any of the parts with Christoph Waltz in it.
What do you mean?
I've seen part like it's one of those shows or movies where I've seen like parts of it, right?
Yeah.
But I think I've seen the entire film after the character Christoph dies.
Interesting.
His character dies.
Okay.
So I've seen the second half. I've seen like the Candyland or whatever.
Yeah.
And that whole thing. I enjoyed that, but I never saw like the intro to the movie, like the legit first half or first
Okay.
two.
Well, I mean, the movie is very distinctly divided up into two parts, and that's Django becoming a bounty hunter. It takes a year, and he's kind of learning the ropes with Christoph Waltz's character of Schultz. And then the second half is them kind of trapped in Candyland trying to get Django's wife out. And like those two are very different as far as how they're filmed and how they're like, one's very open space and one is like in just like kind of one house, one mansion or whatever. And I think I like the first half of that movie probably more than I do the second half, but that's just because I like seeing things get built up more
My
than I do
favorite-
things get broken down.
My favorite part of the movie was Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's amazing.
Yeah, so good.
He plays a good bad guy, doesn't he?
Dude.
Like,
Yeah, and all those shootout scenes, that was like pretty good.
I love it whenever blood explodes and it's like bright red, like it's
Dude, it's so
paint.
exaggerated, yeah.
It's great when it's exaggerated for sure.
But Django had a pretty good. Jamie Foxx killed it.
Jay Fox is amazing. Yeah, he's awesome.
Freaking killed it. Hateful Eight, I got bored.
Really?
I got
Hateful
bored.
Eight, I didn't get
Right.
bored, but I liked it.
Probably because
See, I don't remember any of these films.
Secret, I haven't finished it.
But-
I didn't.
Oh, really?
I wasn't. It was really long. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I watched like about. I think it was almost 3 hours, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
so-
definitely a testament
so-
to like old westerns. It even has an intermission in it. You
Yeah,
know?
so like I watched 2 hours of it. I fell asleep and had to like
Hey.
return it at Redbox.
Side note: now that these movies, like these big blockbusters nowadays, are getting back to like 2 hours 45 minutes. Like that seems like to be like the average runtime. We need to bring back the intermission. We need
think
to bring
so?
it back. Yeah, we need to bring it back. We need to
Hey,
put it in a movie.
they never left, bro. Just go to Funasia and watch a Disney movie.
There you go.
But what was it?
What about the Kill Bills?
Kill Bill Volume 1 was my favorite Tarantino movie.
Was Kill Bill Volume
Really?
1 the one where they put in the anime sequence? Or was that Volume 2?
It is the one.
Yeah.
But like, it's just that movie is just filled with memorable moments.
It's easily the...
Like-
I don't want to say best shot movie, but it's probably like it has the most variety. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So
Like
like
that series.
So the way the Volume 1 and 2 play out is that like it's broken up into like chapters, and the chapters basically is like a kill list,
Yeah.
like just one person she got to kill, and just like each chapter has like a different vibe to it. Whereas
For
like
sure.
one chapter is like an anime type, one chapter is like, I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but like the last chapter is like this whole like samurai showdown type
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and it's like.
She gets the chick's head off.
And you get like and you get like so much of variety in just one movie, and then
sure.
like Uma Thurman is like
Badass.
badass,
She's
and
so
she's
good.
pretty
Better
good
than Jackie
actor.
Brown, I think.
Yeah, and then the movie does have its like sense of humor too, but also like you feel for the main character,
Uh-huh.
but also like all the villains.
Yeah.
they also
it has a
have the-
great set of villains, man. Like David Carradine
Yeah.
as Bill.
You like
Fantastic.
whenever they die, you like feel sad for them, like
Kind of,
like
yeah.
because they're like nobody like everyone in that movie is both bad and good. There's no
Yeah.
good and evil.
They all die pretty horribly too.
Yeah.
The one gets bitten by a snake, one has their like eye taken out, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and obviously David Carradine gets like the 5-inch punch or whatever it was. You know, Bill. Rest in peace, David Carradine.
Volume
Never forget.
Volume 2, I would say is like it is still like really great.
It's more dialogue focused.
It's more dialogue focused. It's just it didn't give me that like variety. Like it still had a ton of variety, but like it not at the same level as like Volume 1. Probably because Volume 1 was like the most fresh at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Volume 1's probably my favorite. If not Kill Bill, then Inglourious Bastards.
Why do I always tend to forget Inglourious Basterds?
It was the one where they killed Hitler in a theater fire.
Yeah.
And then Brad Pitt was like, "We gotta cut some Nazi scalps."
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't hate that movie at all. Yet for some reason,
Wait, you hated that?
I didn't hate it.
Who disliked it?
No one disliked
No,
it. But for some reason, it kind of falls by the wayside for me.
really, I think it's like
I don't know.
definitely
This
his
is
most
crazy.
like
I love it.
probably his best one.
I mean, he's got a lot of good stuff, like the Bear Jew whole stuff, and
Dude, I just
Yeah.
love that one scene in Inglourious Basterds where they're trying to act German, right?
yeah.
And then but because like they're American spies basically,
Uh-huh.
and their like cover gets blown away because apparently like holding up 3 for German you use your thumb, whereas whereas holding up 3 in America you use 3 of your fingers, like the index, middle, and ring. And I thought that was cool. It's like, dude, like just with one gesture, their entire identity got blown away. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, that's some big, like Tarantino, good job. That's some big brain level shit.
And the Michael Fassbender scene is flat out for me the best part of that movie.
Dude.
With the second, all right, the 2 best sequences in that movie are the Michael Fassbender scene and the very opening.
Forgot the very opening.
It's when the main
when they're
chick
trying
is
to
like a
run
little
from
girl,
the-
and
from
they're
the
hiding underneath
Nazis,
the
right?
floorboards.
Dude, that was
Those
insane.
scenes are so intense,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I was like, it's like
Also-
holding edge of my seat type stuff.
Also, I think that
man.
movie probably has Brad Pitt's like best role. Like the
This
most
is
like
super
because it's so
American,
dumb.
yeah.
He's like trying to speak Italian. He's like, see,
Arrivederci.
he's like arrivederci, see, correcto. And I was
Kill
like,
Nazis.
and I was like, kill a Nazi, yeah. And I was like, Brad Pitt, what the fuck?
It's fantastic. He's such a cartoon, but like it works.
So good.
Yeah, you know, maybe Jackie Brown does fall by the wayside now when I think of the other movies. It's hard. He makes a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think like at the bottom you would get like Jackie Brown. I would say Hateful Eight, right?
I
And
liked
then-
what's his face and Jackie Brown. Robert De Niro was good in it.
Dude, I forgot Jackie Brown. It just didn't resonate with me. Not as well as like Pulp Fiction did, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, and Inglourious Basterds.
I like the style of Jackie Brown a lot, like the
Yeah?
fashion and all that stuff. It's very like of its time and kind
I
of
thought it reminded me a lot of like GTA San Andreas.
yeah. That's actually
Yeah.
a pretty good way of putting it. Did the actress that played Jackie Brown do anything after that? What has she been? Pam Grier for sure. She absolutely has. Pam Grier, yeah. Foxy Brown, she'd Foxy Brown. Yeah, she's like a big '70s star for sure. Oh, Jackie Brown's in the '90s. Look at that, '97. That was like earlier.
Yeah.
So, anyways, are there any movies this year that maybe you're looking forward to that haven't come out yet? Now that we're at August, we're kind of halfway through.
I mean, this year's kind of been like a dry year,
Dry.
right? But like,
Dry spell.
I guess I'm probably gonna watch Star Wars. It's like an obligation at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a list of some movies that
Cats.
will come out. Cats, yes.
My favorite film.
Hell no.
I'm excited.
I weirdly kind of want to see it, and I also don't.
Rambo Last Blood. I love it. I want
Joker.
Rambo? Have you
I wanna
seen
see
Rambo?
more.
Of course I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
First Blood.
You want to see the
First-
third
I've seen the
one?
first one, but I haven't seen any of the other ones.
You haven't seen like First Blood or any of the others?
No, wasn't First Blood the first Rambo movie?
I mean, it wasn't the first one when he came back from war and he was like this like.
Yeah, that was called First Blood, right?
Was that one First Blood? Or
I think it was just called First Blood.
Okay, I could have sworn First Blood.
I mean,
was what-
First Blood first, the first movie.
I'm trying to think. Oh man, I gotta look this up now. The Rambo franchise. And then there's like First Blood Part
Terminator
2.
Dark Fate.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm sorry. I love Terminator to death as a franchise, or at least the first two.
One of the best movies of all time.
Incredible. I love them, but it's not.
Did you watch Genesis?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't like. Everyone said it was like the worst movie ever, so I was watching it with that expectation, but like it was like a solid 6.
Yeah, it's not like trash.
Everyone was saying Jai Courtney or whatever the hell his name was. He was like horrible. I was like, he's just doing standard.
He's about as forgettable as it comes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like because like in the first Terminator movie, like Kyle Reeves is awesome. He's such a good. For me, I like Kyle Reeves is one of my like all-time favorite protagonists in a movie, just because of the situation, like his personality and all that stuff. I think it's great, and the actor too. He's awesome. He was in what's it called the Far Cry like cyberpunk DLC also. So he's pretty great. But Jai Courtney plays just like a really kind of forgettable average version of that character, and the fact that he's like jacked too doesn't really help because like. Kyle Reeves in that movie is like kind of skinny and slim, and he's very much so an opposite to Arnold's jacked robot Terminator body, so it's kind of like a cool dynamic. But Jai Courtney is just like generic action movie star guy, and I don't really know if he's been anything since because of this movie, but I didn't think he'd really put anything special on the table. I liked Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor.
Yeah, I liked her too.
But is that just because I like Emilia Clarke?
Because of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just because I think she's hot and like...
I hate she's a great actor.
And that too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It seems this year, I just given up on this year. There's nothing really to write home about.
It's not a whole lot.
Us?
Yeah.
Did you watch Us?
Have I seen Us?
It wasn't like amazing, but it was like great. Like a great discussion.
Oh, yeah, the movie that...
The Jordan Peele one.
Jordan Peele. I haven't. You see, that's the problem. I want to, once again. Honestly, like, I've just been going through so much, like, Netflix back catalog stuff that it's, like... Yeah. I'm, like, catching up on movies. Like, I just finally finished Clockwork Orange and all that stuff. Like,
dude,
you know.
As for, like, The Godfather being one of my favorite movies, I still need to watch Part 2.
You haven't seen Part 2?
No, I haven't seen
Part 2 is, like, better than Part 1.
You still haven't seen Clockwork Orange? Or you just...
No, I just finished Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
it's freaky.
That's probably, like... my favorite Kubrick movie.
It's really good. Yeah. I like it a lot. It's really good.
Dude, we could do a whole another episode on Kubrick because, like,
I'm sure
the only one I haven't seen is Full Metal Jacket.
I've seen Full Metal Jacket.
You have?
It's fantastic.
Is it good?
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Which ones have you not seen?
Which ones have I not
seen?
seen?
Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
I haven't seen that. I don't think I got the chance to. I haven't finished 2001.
You haven't?
I got like 45 minutes in and I was like, I can't.
Dude, the best way to watch that movie is with like 1.5 speed.
No! Are you kidding? It's already like 4 hours.
No, it's not. It's like 2 hours.
It feels like it's 4 hours.
Dude, it feels like it's a day long, yeah.
Like the whole part, like I stopped because the monkeys stuff kept going on.
It's a great movie, but what the hell was he smoking?
I don't know, dude. Like, it's like the dawn of man, and then it's like all these like dudes in ape costumes screaming at the top of their lungs.
The last chapter is just some. Okay, so after that whole ape stuff, you follow like a pretty consistent story
with like the future and HAL 2000 or 9000 or whatever.
But like that last chapter is just what is going on.
I've heard the HAL like monologue at the end.
No. But that's not even that like the end.
Oh yeah,
that's like. A little bit before that, and up until that stuff, like HAL is great. HAL is probably one of the best like AI characters in like all of cinema. But after that, he just goes into like this fucking acid trip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the part with like the
little alien baby thing?
I think. But hey, I'll watch the movie and I'll get back to you. And then obviously there's The Shining. That's freaky for sure. But
Shining's great.
Yeah. Shining is. It's long too. Yeah. But yeah, I would.
What do you think of the sequel coming out soon?
The Shining sequel.
Deserved.
Shining? There's a Shining sequel
with Ewan McGregor of all people.
Coming out, Doctor. What's it called? Doctor Sleep.
Doctor No.
Doctor Strange.
I think it's called Doctor Sleep. I think.
Is that what it's called? That's cool.
You seen the trailer for it?
Nah.
It's like a whole Shining sequel thing.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it.
But yeah, so like, I need to catch up on a lot of old movies too. I think the last old movie I watched was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was like it's really like deceivingly good because like something that slow shouldn't be that enjoyable.
Do you have a problem with like movies back then being maybe a bit slower than movies nowadays, where they're more fast paced, quicker cut edited?
No,
or do you think you
because-
can handle it?
No, because movies are slow back then were still captivating. Whereas if movies are slow now, I don't think they're as captivating.
I see you.
You know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of movies. Like, The Revenant was slow, right?
Mhm.
Didn't captivate me.
Really?
But, like, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that was slow. But, like, I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But, yeah, that's it. Speaking of Ewan McGregor, did you hear about how they're trying to bring him back?
Dude.
That Disney Plus BS?
Listen,
Dude, why are we going back to Disney? Like,
I don't
Stop.
want it to be true.
I'm not subscribing to
But
Disney
it's
Plus.
just
I don't
like-
care about Star Wars anymore. I
Okay.
quit Disney.
Here's my moral dilemma. Here's my moral dilemma. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
yeah.
I'm a
same.
huge Ewan McGregor fan. He's
Really?
yeah, I love Ewan McGregor. He's
Did you
great.
watch Train Spotting?
I have seen and
Is it
T2
good?
Train Spotting. Yes,
Is it good?
I'm one of the 4 people that have seen T2, the sequel.
I was wanting to watch Train Spotting, but I was like,
It's amazing.
ah.
That's one of the reasons I love Ewan McGregor. I think he's fantastic in everything he does, and what can I say? He's great. You know, especially as Obi-Wan. Like as a child, I loved seeing Obi-Wan on screen, and even the silly stuff in Episode 3, like the "Hello there" and all that. Like I love that stuff to death. And I have wanted nothing more from Disney than to have an Obi-Wan Star Wars movie. That's all. Even before Disney acquired it, that's all I wanted. I knew that if I were to create my dream Star Wars movie, it would be a Ewan McGregor Tatooine Star Wars movie, because that's what everybody wants. When people were like, "Oh, they're gonna make an anthology film series," they thought 2 things. They thought, "Oh, we're gonna get to see how they got the Death Star plans,"
Yeah.
and the Obi-Wan movie. We got one of those things.
Yeah.
The other one, not so much. Han Solo, young Han Solo, didn't really. I mean, it was a good movie, but nobody really asked for it, to be honest.
I didn't finish it.
So yeah, you
I
didn't finish it. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. Summer, did you see it?
Which movie?
The Han Solo. Star Wars.
No. Once again, is that?
I also think
Better
Rogue
than I
One,
thought it was gonna be.
Rogue One gets a lot more attention than it deserves to.
You think so?
Yeah. It just
Like it's okay, or like?
yeah, it's just okay.
I thought it had a really good third act, but that's about it.
I thought like it was trying to be a war movie, but like I feel like it was trying to be Saving Private Ryan,
hmm
but it couldn't be.
Didn't quite. Yeah, I didn't quite get
Yeah.
there. But here's the dilemma. I don't want to get Disney Plus. I really don't. Because I think I've given Disney enough of my money, and I don't think they've come out with as much good stuff as they had before.
Yeah.
But god damn it.
Where are your hype levels for Episode 9?
So it's interesting, because I liked Episode 8. I'm one of those people that liked it. A lot, actually. I think it's a very good Star Wars movie. And I've seen it a couple times just to really make sure. And yeah, it's not perfect, but I still liked it a lot. You know, and I understand why people don't like it. I totally get it. But for me, I thought, as somebody who's craving to have something, dying for Star Wars to change in dramatic fashion, it did, and I thought it did it well. So I'm hyped for Episode 9, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna revert everything that Episode 8 did, though. Isn't that the plan to bring it back to Safe Zone? With Episode
Yeah,
9?
that's
So,
one of the reasons why
are
I'm
you
not...
looking forward to
I'm hyped, but I'm not, yeah. So it's like, when I heard J.J. Abrams was coming back, I was like, oh,
It's over.
it's over, yeah.
Pack your bags. I mean, if you're down for another Episode 7.
Yeah.
Death Star number 5.
Yeah, just turn number 5. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I don't hate J.J. Abrams. He's a good director. He's like New Age Spielberg. He's very good. He's very good at what he does. He's a professional, and I'm sure. And you know what? I'm sure studios love him. He gets stuff done on time. Gets you a good movie that comes out. It's at budget or under budget. He gives you no mess. But the problem is he doesn't finish things, and he's really safe. In Star Wars Episode 4, Force Awakens was a great example of that. I said Episode 4 by accident, but it might as well have been Episode 4. You know what I'm saying? It was very safe. It was very, Star Wars. And I think if you were to have a first movie to like reintroduce people back into Star Wars after so many years, and maybe some of that prequelness in your mouth that taste that people didn't like, it makes sense to have a guy like J.J. Abrams. You know, to be like, don't worry, everybody. Like, this is Star Wars as you know it. But then at the same time, he like introduces all these questions and stuff. And then it's up to Ryan Johnson to like pick up those pieces and like put it together. It's not like Kevin Feige where it's like, I have a very distinct vision. And J.J. Abrams does this a lot too. He's done it with Lost, and he's done it with a couple other projects where it's like
He starts things, but he doesn't finish them.
but doesn't finish them. And now he finally has the chance to finish it. But I think it's gonna be kind of safe. You know, I think it's gonna be kind of
Episode 6.
yeah, just average, fine. Episode 6 is the same way too. It's a good movie. It's not quite what
I
it could
like
have been. You know?
hot take. I like 7 better than 6.
Like 7 more. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think 6 is very vanilla.
People just hold like 6, like 4, 5, and 6 on like such a pedestal.
6
And like
has good
I get it
moments.
because
Yeah,
like I put 5 on a pedestal.
Uh-huh.
Like that's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
it's fantastic.
Yeah, but 6, if you like really like examine the 3, it was kind of made to like sell toys.
It's a little mediocre in that sense for sure.
Like the
Definitely meant to
Ewoks
sell
were
toys.
just animal plushies, bro.
Absolutely. You could totally see George be like, "Hey, we're gonna make some
This
teddy
is
bears now."
this is some money right here. Like,
It has really good moments. Episode 6 is like the whole when Luke has like it's like fighting his own father and stuff. When he's like, "Oh, it's your sister."
The end is great,
The
yeah.
Emperor Palpatine
Yeah.
throne room. That whole sequence is, I think, some of the best Star Wars you'll ever get. But at the same time, there's like the Ewoks, and it's not bad, but it's fine.
and then Death Star 2.0.
Yeah, it's another
And,
Death
and,
Star.
then, and then we get 3.0 and
Yeah.
in episode 7.
And why is it that when
Oh, I'm sorry, Star Killer Base.
Star Killer Base, yeah. Why is it that when Luke reveals that he is the sibling to Leia, it doesn't land?
What do you mean? I thought it landed.
I didn't think it landed at all, weirdly enough. I thought that was like the 6th or 7th most exciting part of that movie. Like when I watched it, I was like, "It's okay, it's whatever." Like it didn't hit for some reason.
You're trying to mentally suppress that they made out multiple times.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, probably if she brought that up, it would be more of a... She'd be like, hold on, we kissed. Like,
Yeah, I'll say this: the beginning of the movie when they're on Tatooine and it's like the crime
When they-
underworld, that's great.
when
And
they
the ending,
save Han
when
Solo,
they,
right?
yeah, when they save Han Solo, that part's great. The ending with the throne room stuff is great. The middle's just okay, just kind of whatever to me.
I think that about episode 8, the one thing that bothered me was how they were like, it was like a passing of the torch thing. And I was like, can we just wait until like episode 9 to do that? Not
Like passing the
not like
torch
the
from-
middle of the trilogy.
Oh, I
the thing
got
with
you.
like
Yeah.
the thing with like Last Jedi was that it felt like a closing.
Yeah.
It felt like the last movie in a trilogy when it's the middle. So it's just like, what the hell? And it's like, I'm fine. Like, the thing I liked about Last Jedi were the things that were new, right? Taking it in a new direction. But what I, like, didn't like was, I guess, the progression of how, like, the plot escalated. Because, like, they started here and ended in about the same place as they were.
Okay.
Do you know? Like, you know.
I think I know what you mean, actually. Yeah.
Because
Like,
like they
yeah.
they ended like not really any better or any worse, like a lot worse than they were at the end of episode 7.
Yeah, like at the beginning, they're on the run from the Empire, and by the end,
And they're still on the
run
run
from the Empire. Yeah.
It's not like something major happened. Like they found Luke died. Okay, cool. They're in the same place that they're still.
He wasn't there to begin with, anyway.
It's just like
Yeah.
it just wasn't like satisfying. But like even like if it wanted to end on a cliffhanger, it wasn't like the oh shit moment.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not exactly like I wonder what's gonna happen next in a way that maybe Episode 5 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the things I didn't mind Force Skype.
Force Skype's great.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Where Kylo and Ray are like communicating with each other.
And oh my god, that room where they're in the throne,
The throne room fight scene.
that was probably the best.
I loved it. I thought
And
it was
then the,
great.
Apparently, it was
the,
an ass fight scene. But
Yeah, I know the Corridor Digital guys are talking, and they brought the stunt man. He was like,
apparently, I
Yeah.
looked back over it, and the guy brought up some good points.
because it just looked
Yeah,
really.
but-
Visually, it looked nice, but like,
hey, lucky for him, as an audience member that paid a ticket, I thought it was great. So, I mean, I thought they did good enough, you know?
Yeah,
It was
and
badass.
It felt like I don't know, like an Eastern like kung fu type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like an Eastern.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think they also made some very interesting choices as far as like, oh, get on my phone. They made some interesting choices as far as like editing the movie too. Like they have like slow-mo sequences in it, and like they kind of did some fake transitions that you hadn't seen since like previous movies. Like the style that which Rian Johnson actually shot at. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
sweet.
he has really good cinematography. I feel like, but like,
Very pretty movie for
I feel
sure.
about, like,
the whole
6
sequence when the ship goes
Just
through
like
the Mega Star Destroyer and goes silent and
dude,
all
that
that.
was
Oh, perfect.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. People got mad at the sequence when they were on like the horses or whatever and the casino planet. I like Casino Planet actually. I didn't mind that it was like super
you hated
CGI. No, I
But it was just like really like, oh my god, we gotta save the. It was like it was really Pocahontas.
It was pointless. Like,
Yeah.
It was
What
like,
I mean, listen, was it pointless? Yes.
It felt like a
but-
side quest.
it was pointless
Yeah.
world
More than
building that
anything.
didn't have any effect.
Yeah, but every Star Wars movie is pointless world building that you didn't need.
Not entirely.
I think so.
No,
They go
it's
places
not. It's
and
not
they
the
have,
world
like-
build. Like my thing was, it was their goal, and they were just trying to find a dude to help them out, even though that it was just whatever.
I got so excited when they failed at their goal, though. Like they failed. They didn't. They took a chance and they messed up their chance. You know what I'm saying?
Who did?
Yeah, but it didn't have much impact to begin with, though. It was
Like
just
Benicio del
But it
Toro
could've,
was a
you know what I'm
waste.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I
Okay.
didn't think he was because it's like they finally introduced the concept of these characters failing. It's like wow, that's actually pretty. That's new that it doesn't go the way you expected. You know, and maybe that's just me being like hungry for change, but maybe too much. But it's like I thought it was. I was like, finally, okay, something that I didn't expect happens, and then guess what? They didn't gain anything out of it. You know. So I was pretty happy with that. One thing I wasn't happy with though, Captain Phasma's just continuously.
She's gonna be
Useless.
that one character that's gonna come back all the time, and then just gonna die. And come
Yeah,
back.
that'd be funny.
It's like,
It's
bro,
like,
just
yeah.
die.
Yeah. I thought you died last time. It's like, I fell on a mattress. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping she'd be like a cool Boba Fett, and she's just regular Boba
wasn't.
Fett.
lives up to her predecessor.
Yeah, Boba Fett's useless. She's useless. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Boba Fett's not that cool of a character. What does he do in those movies?
Cool enough.
He stands around,
Gets eaten by a Sarlacc.
gets eaten by a Sarlacc. Exactly.
I didn't. What did you think of Finn's new girl, the Asian girl?
She wasn't bad, but that whole time I was thinking that could have been
Why?
Poe.
Why are you here?
That could have been Poe in that scenario. Not like making out with her, him. But
And I was like, oh, sure,
not like
why
that,
not?
but more like Poe could have been in the situation with him going to the planet and all that stuff.
Oh, dude.
It could have been like a buddy cop.
I feel like just like somebody of our main, not the old cast, but like our new cast, somebody just should have got smirked.
It's too early for somebody to get smirked.
No, it's not, bro.
It's not
It's the
episode
middle.
7. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
time
it's
for
not
striking.
episode
What
7. It's
time
episode
is it?
8.
Sorry,
gotta get
okay,
revenge.
yeah,
There's
okay.
like 1.5 movie, we're like 1 or 2
Yeah,
movies.
you
in.
want to kill him halfway and see the effects of it. Yeah, you see the
Why?
If that,
You would've want somebody
what
to
was her
die.
name? What was her name? The Asian girl? I forgot.
Rose.
Rose. If she died, that would have been cool, because she was annoying. But like, if she died, hey, that would have like.
Well, I'm gonna wholeheartedly disagree with you guys, but okay.
I just didn't like her.
I never said.
I want the characters to like interact more with each other. They're all like separated. Like at the end of the movie, when Poe met Rey for the first time, I was like, I had to think about it in my head. And was like, oh yeah, that was the first time they ever met each other.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Poe's has been in an X-wing the whole time. Like I want more Poe. You know what I'm saying? In the last movie, I thought they set it up well. I was like, yeah, Poe and Finn, they're like this unlikely duo, but they got this good chemistry together, and they're both soldiers, and they're gonna, just duke the way out of problems. And then it didn't happen in this movie because we had Rose, and Rose is fine. She wasn't bad, she was fine, but I kept thinking, man, that could have been Poe and Finn, and could have been like a buddy cop type scenario, and, just running their way out of the Empire doing stupid shit together, and then they haven't. Maybe they'll be like that in episode 9, but I don't know. What
Episode 9 is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
See if he's gonna play it safe or he's gonna do something different.
He's gonna play it
or-
safe. I'm so convinced. I'm
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah,
I want
he
Ryan
does-
Johnson to do it more.
I mean, that's why Ryan Johnson's going to direct the entire next trilogy.
Yes.
I know. I thought they like fired him.
No,
because people were
they
mad.
hired him to direct the next trilogy.
Yeah.
The entire next trilogy.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be the Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I don't
Glad,
want.
yeah.
I'm tired of the Skywalkers.
Random.
I'm sure the rest of the galaxy is tired of the Skywalkers.
I hope they all die.
Yeah, I hope they all die. I hope there's a genocide of all the Skywalkers.
Order 67.
But like, I'm also tired of just like these movies having to rely or like be on the backs of the older movies so much that it's like when they did and once again, this is gonna go back to me being like, yay change, but I was glad that they added new things and completely disregarded the other movies.
Against Disney, bro. They're never going to fully let go of their past.
This is the
They're
most I had ever
incapable.
seen. This is the most I'd ever
They're
seen Disney go
incapable of
super
doing anything,
different.
But like, it
you
wasn't
know?
even that different. Like,
It was different, bro.
It was somewhat
You could
different.
tell because of the backlash. Like, it was different. The fact that hey, you want to talk about a main character that dies halfway through? I was so cool with Snoke dying. I was so
Yeah.
cool with it.
It was just weird because of
That was
all
cool.
the things that episode 7 set up, and
Yeah.
it's just like, so episode 7 was just a waste of time.
You say it's a waste of time, but I don't believe that. I was so happy with Snoke dying because I'm like, oh, I get it now. He's the setup. He's the milestone for Kylo Ren to really take on the mantle of being this, this like ruler of the galaxy that can be beyond whatever a Sith is. I'm like, yes, that's what he needs to be. He needs to kill the establishment.
It was just like,
it
was just, I hate how, I guess we were just hyped up to see, what's the whole deal? Like, even if Snoke did die, like,
You didn't get
at least,
hype up. You didn't get enough build up.
he just
Exactly.
didn't, there was, like, no payoff.
Like, it wasn't like, it was like preemptive.
Like, Snoke didn't do really
But no
anything.
matter what you could have done, there would have been nothing satisfying enough for Snoke to be cool. That's what I hate about J.J. Abrams. He will always set something up, and then when they finally do write something, it'll never be as good as whatever it'll be in your head.
Yeah.
So instead, Rian Johnson takes that MacGuffin that instead of the movie being surrounding this whole question, you take it and you advance a character to make him awesome. And Kylo Ren's the best part about these movies.
I like Kylo Ren. I
Yeah.
like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, and what he did to Snoke made me like him way more too. I was like, yes, he's killing, because Snoke is very clearly like classic Sith Lord, and Snoke is, and then Kylo Ren's like this new age guy.
I guess
that
like
can do
the
what he
thing,
wants.
I guess why everyone was like mad is just because the whole thing about Star Wars is that we like to see things, we like to see the lore connect. We like to see things connect and how they relate to like our characters, right?
Enough of connecting. Give that to Kevin Feige. I'm done with it.
Okay, Kylo, relax.
I'm done.
Relax. He's
But,
about
like-
to destroy the whole podcast
Yeah.
with his lightsaber.
But yeah, that's just me. I don't know. After Avengers, I'm just like kind of satisfied with movies.
Honestly, I see what you mean.
Like-
After watching Infinity War, I'm sick of movies, bro.
Real talk, after
do
Avengers.
you mean?
Real talk.
podcast. I'm out.
We'll end in a couple minutes.
This is our closing
Yeah.
thoughts.
Real talk though. After Avengers, I'm done with the Marvel movies, man. I've never been more
I want to
confident
see.
about that.
I want to see Doctor Strange. I want to see.
And the multiverse of madness.
They Far From Home left on a pretty interesting note, and I want to see where they go from
I
there.
got you, but that's every movie, man. Like they're always gonna leave.
No.
off on an interesting
Far
note.
From Home was probably the best, the most important and impactful.
Probably because it sets up like a multiverse or something like that. I'm sure.
No, for Spider-Man.
Just tell me. Do
You
it.
guys really want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care that much.
Okay. Spoilers for Far From Home. You should have seen it by now. It made over $1 billion, I think. So at the end, J.K. Simmons comes back
Hey,
as J. Jonah Jameson.
yes,
Wait,
that's
what?
awesome.
As J. Jonah Jameson.
That's
J.K.
awesome.
Simmons comes
Yes.
What a fucking
Yes.
lame move. See, no, that's
But
a
not
Disney,
only that-
That's a Disney move.
I
No, no,
know,
You
but that's so
no.
Not only
no.
that. Not only that.
Damn it.
Not only that. Mysterio revealed that Peter Parker's identity.
It's like the
They
world.
were through the world.
Okay.
They recorded like there was like a recording, like because he beats Mysterio at the end, and then there was like a whole recording,
Yeah.
and then he like frames Spider-Man for doing some evil thing, and this is like all in the end credits.
Interesting.
And he like frames Spider-Man for doing some like criminal act, and
Yeah.
he says Spider-Man's real true identity is Peter Parker, and then it cuts.
Ooh. It's heavy twist.
So like it was.
Disney, I don't give two shits.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool because like
Yeah.
no movie has done that before, and like
I mean,
no,
if I'm being,
what?
if I'm
No,
being
like,
completely
what
honest,
are you talking about?
I'm only thinking about the J. Jonah Jameson part of that.
I've heard.
no, it's just gonna be interesting to see like Spider-Man go on, but
Yeah.
like everyone knows who he is, and then in Far From Home is like when he, he starts a relationship with MJ. MJ. So this
Zendaya.
is like so like they just start like going out, right? And then like they literally go on their first date, and then his identity gets revealed.
Ooh.
And that's like the end credits, right?
Oops.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects his life, his family, his
Yeah.
friends, the whole Avengers life,
Of course.
and if he's going to get schmirked.
I mean, hey,
I just love the Avengers life, dude. Jesus, all the
Full
Avengers.
time,
Everybody
man.
knows who all the Avengers are.
True.
But that's different from what he wants. He wants to like live a normal life.
Too bad.
He wants to be.
Oh
he
my
wants
God.
some of that Zendaya, bro.
I bet he can still get it.
I don't want something that's a day. We don't always get what we want, bro.
Damn, bro. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna deny that like these movies have good writing and all that stuff, but it's like Endgame capped it off so well that I'm like, I'm comfortable with an ending. You know, I want an ending.
I'm not gonna watch
closure,
like,
you know.
I don't know. I'm not gonna watch.
I'm not gonna. One more thing, like I'm not gonna like go out of my way to like not see these movies. Or how do actually I said that wrong.
You're not gonna boycott them. Like,
No. I'm not gonna,
I mean, you can. You can. Like, it's an option on the table.
I won't go so far as to boycott Disney, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch these movies. If like my friends are like, "Hey, Horace, we're gonna watch a movie. You want to come with us?" I'm not gonna be like, "No, I'm not gonna see it at my closure." I'll be like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" But I'm not gonna pay attention. I'm not gonna be keeping as much attention to them as I was before, for sure. You know?
Yeah, like they announced Phase 4, and I wasn't really that hyped.
Yeah.
The only one I really want to watch is Doctor Strange because it's apparently it's supposed to be a horror film.
The Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, so the director was like, "This is going to be MCU's first horror film." And I was like,
Interesting.
"Alright, cool. I'm
Right.
interested in that." And Doctor Strange is
Yeah.
dope, and he's probably going to be the next Iron Man. So
Oh, scratch that. I know the one property that I will be boycotting, and I'll probably talk about it more in the next episode. It's another case of me liking something probably way too much despite its inherent and very obvious flaws.
Is it
I'm
Harry
not going to watch a
Potter?
single X-Men movie. I don't care. I'm not watching a single Marvel X-Men movie.
even if
Find out next time.
I'm not doing it. We're going to end it. We're going to cap it off there. You'll find out next time.
Find out
Fuck next time.
Never.
Alright, so we're closing off Hamza Harris,
Uh-huh.
H&A shows. And
Wait, I'm here too.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
And Summer.
Summer. Yeah, follow us, subscribe, like. I guess the whole shindig.
Yes. You know the drill by this point.
I guess.
Boycott Disney. Please.
Boy,
Join the movement.
If you
it's
want.
just me right now. But like, I'll start a GoFundMe and we can all.
Summer, hey, next podcast, we're going to go all in on Disney. I'm going to talk about why I refuse to watch a Disney X-Men movie. Alright? It's going to be great.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But thank you for everyone who watched the last episode. Thank you for your likes, comments.
Yeah.
And thank you for your feedback.
You want
We
your
And
appreciate
thank you
it.
for listening to this right now. Bye bye.
Bye.